Hey there, what's up guys, this is CryptoMac and we are watching Crypto Quick series. Hope you guys are doing great today. Before going to this video, please like this video and also subscribe this channel now to support this channel. So in this video, we are going to discuss about a new project. It's not a new project, it's a huge project, and it is about a separate ecosystem like Ethereum, Cosmos and Fusion. It's like other blockchain. It is a separate blockchain, separate ecosystem, and it's a separate smart contract platform. And this ecosystem is growing like crazy, guys. It's a tremendous growth in 2020, and what it is it's Polkadot. So we are going to see that one, how the Polkadot ecosystem works, how the Polkadot ecosystem, how the projects are attached to Polkadot ecosystem. So what are parachains, and how what is the technology behind Polkadot ecosystem, how it is achieving interoperability, and how it is achieving scalability compared to Ethereum. So we are going to discuss that one, and in the upcoming videos we are going to discuss about the Polkadot projects, that is projects that are going to be built on Polkadot ecosystem. So first we are going to discuss totally about the Polkadot ecosystem, how it works, and we will be discussing everything about the Polkadot ecosystem in this video. So stay tuned, let's dive into this video. So first of all, we can start with the market analysis in CoinGecko. And if you see the past 24 hours top 10 coins performance, we have Bitcoin up 0.4%, so it's moving sideways. Bitcoin is quite sideways, and Ethereum is 0.4%, so Ethereum also moving sideways. And if you see XRP minus 0.7%, Bitcoin Cash 0.3%, Binance Coin 4.9% up, Polkadot minus 3.8%, so it's down a little bit, minus 3.8. Chainlink is also minus 3.3% down. Bitcoin SV 2.5% up, and Crypto.com coin it is 0.2% up. So if you see the market and if you see the top 10 coins, it's all the coins and most of the things are moving sideways. So you can see everything is moving sideways except the Binance coin. Binance coin is still going up because of the Binance Smart Chains and other things going on. Other than that, you can see most of them are moving sideways. And if you see the past 24 hours gainers, we have Zilliqa 14.7% up. Oh my god, it's a huge up. So comparatively, Zilliqa is moving up, so it has 14.7% up. Energy Web Token 14.6% up. Theta Network 9.7% up. Theta Network is also, it's like pumping like a crazy. You can see past 7 days it is 36.8% up, so it's huge. We have Cosmos 9% up, Sia Coin 8.4% up, Ren 7.1% up, Zcash 6% up, Nest Protocol 5.9% up. So these are the gainers, but the gainers, if you see in terms of percentage, you can see Zilliqa is moving hugely, and Energy Web Token also moving hugely. But other than that, it's like a sideways bullish, you can see. And if you see in terms of losers, we have Torchain minus 11.7% down, UMA minus 10.3% down, OMG Network minus 9.3% down, Earn Finance minus 8.8%, Engine Coin minus 7%, Aave minus 5.6%. So these are the losers. And in terms of losers also, it's not like losers. Most of the market is moving sideways. If you summarize overall, all the coins are moving sideways, and Bitcoin also moving sideways. So it's a range bound market. So that's all for this market analysis. Now we are going to see about the major thing, that is Polkadot. So Polkadot ecosystem, it's a major ecosystem, and it's not a competitor. You can say it's not a competitor because it is interoperable. But in terms of Polkadot, now the ecosystem is it's like growing huge comparing to Ethereum. So Ethereum is the huge Ethereum is the huge ecosystem, that is a blockchain, and most of the projects are in Ethereum. Now comparing to Ethereum, Polkadot is also gaining attention, and most of the projects which is built on Polkadot is keep on increasing day by day. So what is the advantages of Polkadot compared to Ethereum? What are the advantages? Why it is so special? So first thing, it is Polkadot. The main founder, it's Gavin Hood, and he's the guy, I think, yeah. It's founded by some of the blockchain industry foremost builders. So if you learn about Polkadot team, if you see the team, Dr. Gavin Hood. So Gavin Hood, who is he is? He's one of the co-founder of Ethereum. You can see here. Gavin began originating the blockchain technology as a co-founder and CTO of Ethereum. He was a co-founder and CTO of Ethereum. So he's one of the founder in Polkadot. He's the main founder and other two guys. So if you see the team, it is a highly experienced team. You can see, and a highly experienced team, and because of this team itself, most of the project will come, and what they are delivering and in terms of Polkadot and what are the advantages. If you see the advantages of Polkadot, you can see if you compare the advantages with Ethereum, you can say Polkadot has a way more advantage compared to the Ethereum, way more use cases, way more easiness compared to Ethereum. So what is Polkadot? Polkadot is alive. Polkadot development is on track to deliver the most robust platform for security, scalability, and innovation. So if you see what are the advantages, first thing is true interoperability. That is the most important thing in terms of ecosystem or blockchain. So the blockchain should be interoperable. Because now in 2020, that is in 2020, most of the projects are expecting interoperability. So interoperability is a major thing now, because interoperable means one blockchain can interact with other blockchain. That is the more important thing. And it is here we have one more thing, that is why it is true interoperability means Polkadot enable cross blockchain transfers of any type of data or asset, not just tokens. So if you see here, Polkadot enables not only the cross transfer of only it doesn't offers only the tokens. You can also transfer data and assets with different blockchains. That is the most important thing. Connecting to Polkadot gives you ability to interoperate with a wide variety of blockchains in Polkadot network. So we can able to have different blockchains, and we can able to interoperate with other blockchains. Next one is economic and transaction scalability. So Polkadot provides unprecedented economic scalability by enabling common set of validators to secure multiple blockchains. Polkadot provides the transaction scalability by spreading transaction across the multiple parallel blockchains. So in terms of Polkadot, we have parachains, that is a parallel blockchains. We will be having for example, if you say in computers, we will be having serial processing and parallel processing. Parallel processing means it will be pretty much faster, because the process will all the process will be splitted and it will be given to different cores. Because of that, we'll be having parallelly processing, that is parallel processing. So in terms of here, we will be having parallel blockchains. So the transaction will be given to different blockchains. So we'll be having faster transaction validation. That is more important. They are achieving that by having multiple parallel blockchains. In terms of Ethereum or other things, we will be having sequential things. So in Ethereum, we don't have any parallel blockchains. So because of that, we are experiencing the scalability issues in Ethereum, and also because of that scalability issues, we are experiencing huge fees for transactions. So, and also the time for transaction is also it's delaying. But in case of Polkadot, we have the parallel processing. That is, we'll be having the parallel blockchains. So because of using parallel blockchain, we'll be having faster transactions, and that how it is achieving the transaction scalability. Easy blockchain innovation. Create custom blockchain in minutes using Substrate framework. So in Polkadot, we have a Substrate framework. Actually, what is Substrate framework is? It's simple and easy way to adopt the blockchain. That is the more important thing. Connect your chain to Polkadot and get interoperability and security from day one. This ease of development helps Polkadot network grow. So if you see what is Substrate, you can see here. This is a Substrate framework. You can see here, build any blockchain. Substrate comes with everything you need to build your blockchain. Use your Substrate palettes to easily create what you want or craft your own custom logic. Either way, Substrate makes building a blockchain for faster, easier, and safer than ever before. So actually, Substrate is, for example, if you say WordPress is for website, right? They are having different tools in order to create a website, in a simple and easier way and in faster way. So they are having the tools, just you can able to drag and drop all these things, and they will be having different templates. So predefined templates. Like that, we have Substrate. This Substrate tool will help you to create a blockchain in a simple way. So you can see here, there will be Substrate palettes. So using that palettes, you can easily create what you want or craft your own custom logic. So there will be predefined libraries will be there, custom logic libraries will be there. You can use directly, and you can make changes in that. So this will make creating a blockchain easier. not a if you no need to create your blockchain from scratch. So they will be having different tools that will make easier for you to create the blockchain. That's how Substrate works. You can see cross language support with WebAssembly. WebAssembly is the next web standard. You can we know that write your blockchain in any logic that can compile to it, including C, C++, C hash, TypeScript, and Rust. So you can able to write your that is blockchain logic in any language that can be compiled. That is the main thing with cross-language support with WebAssembly. Next is light client friendly. Substrate comes with a light client built in form day one. So use your mobile ready blockchain anywhere. Forkless upgrades. We don't need hard fork. So upgrading the blockchain is never been easier. With Substrate, everybody stays on the same path. Yeah. And next is built-in coordination. Substrate comes with a tool to help network decide which upgrades to be implemented, and these are the things. Deterministic finality. Substrate's grandpa algorithm reaches and finalizes the consensus quickly across networks, big and small. Seamless integration. Integrate your existing data, business logic, and other complex tasks into your blockchain with low overhead using of chain workers. So this is how it looks, and you can use the Substrate. Different palettes will be there. You can use the palettes from their libraries, and this is all about the Substrate. So you can see your future ready blockchain, and these are the teams that are choosing this Substrate. And this is more about Substrate. If you want, you can have a look on this Substrate website, that is substrate.io, and this makes the easy blockchain innovation. We have forkless and future proof, that is Polkadot can upgrade without hard forks to integrate new features or fix bugs. This capability enables the Polkadot to easily adapt to changes and upgrade itself as a better technology and become available. So here we don't need hard fork, that because of that we can easily upgrade the things. We can easily upgrade, and you can make the technologies available faster way. And security for everyone. Polkadot's most data availability and validity scheme allows chains to interact with each other in meaningful way. Chains remains independent in their governance but united in their security. So we know that there will be different chains. In terms of governance, they will be independent, but in terms of security, they will be united. And user-driven network governance. Polkadot has a sophisticated governance system which all stakeholders have a voice. Upgrades to the network are coordinated on-chain and enacted autonomously, ensuring that Polkadot's development reflects the values of the community and avoids stagnation. So this is the main thing. Governance system, all the stakeholders can have a voice, and they can able to upgrade things according to one of stakeholders means one who stakes DOT tokens. That is the governance token. We can see that one now, and you can see Polkadot powering the Polkadot network, which is DOT token. DOT token serves three distinct purposes. One is for governance, second is for staking, and third is for bonding. So in terms of governance, if you see, this is the DOT token, and Polkadot token holders have complete control over the protocol. All the privilege which on other platform are exclusive to miners will be given to relay chain participants, that is the DOT holders, including managing exceptional events and such as protocol upgrades and fixes. We have staking, that is game theory incentivize token holders to behave in a honest way, and we have both things. That is good actors are rewarded by mechanism, while the bad actors will lose their stake in the network. This ensures that networks is secure. Next is bonding. New parachain are added by bonding tokens. Outdated or non-useful parachains are removed by removing bonded tokens. This is the form of proof of stake. So this is all about Polkadot ecosystem. And if you see the team, if you see some of the projects joining, is you can see here, they have mentioned here: Edgeware, Centrifuge, Akala, Polymath, Chainlink, Cattle, Chainx, Laminar, Energy Web Token, Doc, Ocean Protocol. So these are some of the teams which is joining the Polkadot network, and you can see all the teams here that we can discuss in a separate video. And this is all about Polkadot. And if you see the technology, how it works, and this is how it works. We will be having a relay chains, that is the main thing, and you can just see here. So how the Polkadot network works: we will be having relay chains, next we will be having parachains, then parathreads and bridges. So relay chain, what is relay chain? Relay chain is the main thing. You can see here, this is the relay chain, this circle. If you see inside, this is the major thing. This is the inner circle is the relay chain. How the relay chain works, you can see the heart of Polkadot, responsible for network shared security, consensus, and cross-chain interoperability. So relay chain is the major thing, and it is the heart of the Polkadot ecosystem, and it is responsible for network shared security. That is, and it is also providing consensus, and it is also providing cross-chain interoperability. That's the main thing. So in terms of Parachain is it's a major slot for that. Is Parachain is a major slot for other blockchains, other new projects. So if you see Parachains, it is a sovereign blockchains that can have their own tokens and optimize their functionality for specific use cases. So in these Parachains, we will be having Parachain slots. In that slots, new projects will be accommodated. So we'll be discussing that one in separate tab. You can see that one, and we will be having Parathreads, similar to Parachain but with the pay-as-you-go model. More economical for blockchain that don't need continuous or connectivity to the network. So this is Parathread. In terms of Parachain and Parathread, which allows it's like a temporary Parachain. If you say what does Parathread means, Parachain is you can see they will be having continuous connectivity to the network. If you want to be a Parathread, that is, it's a temporary. You have to pay for Parathreads, like if you are staying on Parathread. So that is more important, because this is needed in some cases. For some blockchains, they no need to be in the Parachain, because they no need to be connected to the Polkadot ecosystem continuously. So for temporary reasons, they can use Parathreads, and they can connect, and they can transfer whatever data or whatever things. Then they can withdraw from the Parathreads. That is how. This is for the temporary things. And bridges, that is, allows Parachains and Parathreads to connect and communicate with external networks like Ethereum and Bitcoin. So bridges will be used to connect with other blockchains. Like if you want to connect the Parachain to Ethereum blockchain, we need bridges. So that's how bridges works. And we have the consensus role. How the consensus role is: we have nominators, we have validators, we have collaborators, and we have fishermen. So nominators, usually they will be secure the relay chain by selecting the trustworthy validators and staking dots. The nominators will be staking dots, and they also choose the validators. So validators secure relay chain by staking dots. They will also stake dots, validating proofs from collaterals and participating in consensus with other validators. So this is how the validators works. And collaterals maintain shard by collecting shard transaction from users and producing proof of validators. So they will be maintaining the shards by collecting the shard transaction. Fisherman, if you see, monitor the network and report bad behavior to validators. Collaterators and any Parachain full node can perform the fisherman role. So collaterators and any Parachain full node, so they can perform a fisherman role. Fisherman will monitor the network and report the bad behaviors to the validators. So this is how it works. And governance role, we have council members and technical committees elected to represent passive stakeholders in two primary governance roles, that is proposing a referenda and vetoing dangerous or malicious referenda. Technical committee, composed of teams actively building Polkadot, can propose emergency referenda together with the council or for fast-tracked voting and implementation. So this is about the governance role. And next thing, so this is the main thing they are discussing about, the processing transaction in parallel. So current method will be having single transaction. Here multi-parallelized transaction. So at a time, for example, if you see Ethereum, at a time we'll be having a single transaction. So each will be confirmed sequentially. In terms of Polkadot method, we will be having parallelized transactions validation. So it will give faster. That is, it will provide the scalability. That is simple chain. You can see Parachain or specialized blockchain that connect to Polkadot. They will have characteristics specialized for the use cases and the ability to control their own governance. So Parachains are specialized blockchains that will be connected to Polkadot, and they will be having own governance. They can ability to control their own governance. Interaction and Parachains are processed in parallel, enabling highly scalable system. So interaction on Parachains are processed in parallel and enabling highly scalable system. Transaction can be spread out across the chains, allowing many more transactions to be processed in the same period of time. This is more important. This is in simple way you can say parallel processing, and it's like sequential processing. Sequential will be delay because one by one it has to be completed. But in terms of parallel, we are spreading the transaction towards the different chains. They can do different works parallelly. That is a more important thing. So that's how they are achieving the scalability. And this is all about the system, that is better security model and transparent on-chain governance. You can have a look on this. And now we can see what is a relay chain and what is parachains and what are parathreads and what are bridges in a separate one. So what is parachain? How it is connected? So this is the relay chain. If you see here, this inner thing is the relay chain. This is the heart of Polkadot ecosystem. So if you see here, this is the relay chain. Okay, you can see. So the relay chain, then it will be connected to parachain. In between parachain and relay chain, we have validators. Then we have collaterals. So what is parachain? So this is the parachain. How parachain works? Parachain is an application-specific data structure that is globally coherent and validatable by validators of the Polkadot relay chain. So validators will validate this this parachain and validators of relay chain. Most commonly, a parachain will take a form of a blockchain. So parachain is similar to a blockchain. It's a separate blockchains, but there is no specific need for them to be actual blockchains. So parachains, it's similar to blockchains, but they don't need to be a separate blockchain. That is more important. And the concept of parallelized chains that run parallel to relay chains. So parallel blockchains that will run parallel to relay chains. In parallel to relay chain, we'll be having parachain. Due to their parallel nature, they are able to parallelize the transaction. That is more important. Parallelize the transaction processing and achieve scalability for the Polkadot ecosystem. So since it is able to process parallelly, we can able to achieve the scalability. We can make the Polkadot scalable. So this is all about parachain economics. You can have a look on it, and I will attach this link, that is Polkadot wiki. And next we have seen parachain. Next we have parathreads. So parathread is also a similar. It's similar to parachains. So what is the difference? What is the difference between parachain and parathreads? Let's see that one. So parathread is an idea for parachain to temporarily participate in Polkadot security without needing to lease the dedicated parachain slot. So as discussed earlier, we will be having parachain slot. So in that parachain slot, we'll be having different blockchains, that is different projects that will be attached to this parachain slots. So if you see the Polkadot projects, these Polkadot projects has to be attached to this parachain. So there is a parachain slot. In that slot, different projects will be attached. So how to get the parachain slot is we can see that one. So how to take the parachain slot is a different way. In terms of parathread, it is a different way. So parathread is a temporary, you can say temporary participation of any project to the Polkadot ecosystem. If you want to connect to the Polkadot ecosystem, if you want to connect it to the Polkadot network for some of the small reasons, these projects don't need the Polkadot network for continuous use cases. So they need to connect to the Polkadot network for temporary use cases. For that cases, we have parathreads. So parathreads an idea. It's the same idea for the parachains to temporarily participate. That is more important. So it's a temporary participation of any projects to the Polkadot network using parathreads. That is the more important thing. So these projects which are connecting temporarily to the Polkadot network, they don't have any parachain slot. There is dedicated parachain slots. So that's the main thing. If you see parachain versus parathread, the difference between parachain and parathread is economic. So the main thing is between the economic. So parachain must be registered through a normal means of Polkadot, that is governance proposal of a parachain slot auction. How the parachain slot is given is through auction. For example, if you want to, how it works is, this is a Polkadot main relay chain. In parachain, different projects will be attached on the parachain. And in the parachain, this is a parachain slot, right? So in order to achieve this parachain slot, what you have to do is there will be auction. So the stakeholders, that is dot holders or other stakeholders of different projects, will vote on this governance proposal. So they will be voting, and the auction will be going on. They will be voting. So which team gets more vote, they will get the the parachain slot. So this is how usually the parachain slots works. But in terms of parathread, it is different. So parathreads have fixed fee for registration that would realistically much lower than the cost of acquiring a parachain slot. So in order to acquire a parachain slot, you will be having huge fees, huge cost. But in terms of acquiring a parathread, we'll be having less fees. You can see much lower than the cost of acquiring a parachain slot. So this is for temporary reasons. So any project can just use the parathread and just use the Polkadot network for temporary use cases, and they can just leave from the Polkadot ecosystem. But parachain slot is like it is not for temporary. So it has more fees. That is about the main parachain slot. Similarly, how similarly to how dot are locked for duration of parachain slots and then return to the winner of the auction. The deposits of parathread will return to the parathread after the conclusion of its term. So it's like a temporary parachain. So this is the main difference between the parachain and the parathreads are parachain will be having we are getting that slot in a different way, but the parathread is for temporary use cases. You can use temporarily and you can just leave the Polkadot ecosystem, Polkadot network. What are bridges? Actually, bridges in terms of bridges are specifically for making Polkadot ecosystem compatible for external blockchains such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Tezos, among others. So simple. If you say bridges, it is a simple thing. Bridges will be, if you see what are bridges means, that it connects this Polkadot parachains to other blockchains. That is simple. If you want to connect Ethereum blockchain to Polkadot, that is bridges are achieving the interoperability. So if you want to connect Polkadot, Ethereum or Bitcoin blockchain, other blockchains like Tezos, EOS, if you want to connect these projects, these blockchains to Polkadot blockchains, we need bridges. That's bridge in terms of the name itself there. So it is acting as a bridge in order to connect the Polkadot parachains to the other blockchains like Ethereum and Bitcoin. A simple way, this is the thing for bridges. And if you see about the Polkadot parachain slots, how to achieve this one. And one more important thing is there is finite number of parachain slots. So that is the more important thing. So the projects which are able to achieve the Polkadot parachain slots will have greater value in future. That is the more important thing, because we have only finite number of parachain slots. So for example, if you consider we are having 10 parachain slots, only 10 Polkadot projects can accommodate that 10 parachain slots by auction. So by voting, so in terms of these things, in order to achieve Polkadot parachain slots, you need the support of community. So now this community is more important in terms of achieving the parachain slots, because all the projects, for example, if you say we have lots of projects like Darwinia and other different projects are there, Akala, Edgeware, so different Polkadot projects are there. So they need to achieve one of the slot from one of the parachain slots. In order to achieve the parachain slot, the auctions will be there. So in auctions, the stakeholders will vote. So voting will be there. So in terms of this, achieving the parachain slots, community support is much needed. So if you see here, as Polkadot get closer to mainnet launch, the Web3 Foundation is increasingly receiving inquiries about parachains. The initial allocation and steps the project takes to become a parachain. So this is a more important thing. And if you see how it works is, and you can see here, the mechanism of parachain. If you see here, there will be a finite number of parachain. That is a more important thing. There will be a finite number of parachain slots that will start low at genesis and increase over time. So the parachain slot will be increases over time, but initially there will be very less number of parachain slots. There will be unpermissioned market-based leasing of slots. You can see, to ensure the fairness in allocating parachain slots, we decided to use auction. So in order to provide fairness, in order to provide parachain slots, it's like providing equally to all the projects. What they are using is they are using auction. Anyone can participate. Auction format is a candle auction modified for blockchain with their retroactively determined random ending time. If someone, individual or small contract, wins an auction, they don't need anyone's permission to deploy their parachain. That is the more important thing. You can see, if some blockchain or some individual or some smart contract wins the auction, they don't need any permission to deploy the parachain. That is more important. So parachain slots will have finite lifetime, and also the parachain slots will have only finite lifetime. And a small number of slots will be reserved for limited period of time for special, that is common good parachains to be administered by the Web3 Foundation. The general points are unlikely to change prior to genesis, whereas the precise estimates on number of parachain slots and how much they will cost, it will be very difficult to make at this point. So number of parachain slots and how much it will cost, they haven't released it. So it will be released soon. And if you see parachain on Polkadot, native parachain, and so a blockchain can interact with the Polkadot in two main ways. One is in a native parachain and through a next one is and through a bridge parachain. So one is will be the project can be a native parachain. Another one thing is using the bridge. So that is more important. If you see here, alternative a blockchain is set of legacy design decision that makes it difficult to move under Polkadot wholesale. It can certain its own consensus and finality mechanism are connected by a bridge hosted on a parachain to become a bridge chain. So there are main thing. One is the native parachain. Native parachain you can see can make use of faster interchain messaging and Polkadot shared security. But in terms of bridge chain, there will be a connection between. This will be acting as one of the parachain, and it will connect to the other blockchains. So why there is a finite number of parachain? Parachain costs resources to ensure they remain secure and live, and there are finite number of parachain slots because there are finite amount of resources in the Polkadot network. So this is depending upon the resources in the Polkadot network. So you can have a look on it. I will also attach this article also, and you can have a look on it. This is more about the Polkadot parachain slot and how to achieve the parachain slots. So this is all about the Polkadot, and main thing is we are achieving interoperability using the parachains and bridging connections, and we are achieving the scalability using parallel transaction processing. So which will make the system faster and which will make the transactions faster and cheaper. So it's a different way of having things. We have parallel blockchain. So Polkadot is much important this time, and it's growing like a crazy thing. And we'll be discussing about the projects which are going to be built on Polkadot in another video. So that's all for this video. Hope you would like this video. If you like this video, please smash the like button and also subscribe this channel now to support this channel. I'll see you guys in another video of Crypto with CryptoCricks. Until then, signing off, CryptoMax. See you guys.